Have you ever been informed that if you have diabetes, you must completely avoid sweet fruits? Perhaps you've stood in the produce section, gazing at a ripe apple or a juicy bunch of grapes, and thought, I can't take the chance. This message has been repeated for decades. Sugar is considered the enemy, and sweet fruits are deemed too perilous. But what if this message is incomplete? What if some of the most familiar, affordable, and naturally sweet fruits, the ones you pass by every week, are actually beneficial for your health rather than harmful? Recent studies are starting to challenge long-held beliefs about fruit and diabetes, indicating that several sweet fruits can actually help lower blood sugar, improve digestion, and reduce inflammation when consumed in the right way. Moreover, many doctors across the country have already adjusted their advice. In today's video, I'll introduce 5 extremely sweet and easily accessible fruits that have helped elderly individuals feel more energetic, less inflamed, and better able to control their blood sugar. You'll discover why these fruits are effective, how to consume them wisely, and what small adjustments can make you feel better this week, because no one, especially in their senior years, should feel deprived of something as simple and enjoyable as fruit. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you click that button and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss another health tip tailored just for you. If you like this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can create better content for you. 1. Strawberries. Sweet yet smart. There's something about strawberries that evokes warm memories. Summer afternoons, fresh bowls at family gatherings, or a small dish lovingly prepared by a long-departed spouse. This familiar red fruit is not only delicious but also holds significant power, especially for seniors with diabetes. For years, many of us were advised to avoid sweet fruits like strawberries. We were warned that the sugar in them would cause a spike in our glucose levels, and it was better to be cautious. However, today, science and experience present a very different picture. Strawberries may be sweet, but they are also incredibly beneficial. Beneath their juicy exterior lies a wealth of health benefits that work in harmony with the aging body. They are rich in anthocyanins, the natural pigments that give them their vibrant red color. Strawberries help slow down the absorption of sugars into the bloodstream. This means you can enjoy their sweetness without experiencing the wild fluctuations in blood sugar levels. And their benefits don't stop there. These small fruits are packed with antioxidants that combat inflammation, a common issue many of us face as we age. Whether it's stiff knees in the morning, sore fingers after gardening, or that persistent ache in your lower back, inflammation is often the root cause. Strawberries quietly work to support your joints, heart, and even your memory. Their fiber content is mild yet effective. 1 cup provides just the right amount to keep digestion regular without overburdening the stomach. And let's not overlook the emotional satisfaction that comes from eating something naturally sweet, refreshing, and guilt-free. Many elderly people I've spoken with say they feel lighter, more energetic, and more in control when they include strawberries in their weekly diet, especially as an afternoon snack paired with a few almonds or a dollop of plain Greek yogurt. It's not just about the fruit, it's about what it represents: a small act of self-care, a moment of pleasure that doesn't compromise your health. Choosing strawberries means trusting your body again, providing it with the nourishment it needs while enjoying the foods you love. So, the next time you open your fridge and see that bowl of ripe red berries, don't hesitate. Savor them slowly. Let them remind you that health isn't about restrictions. It's about understanding what suits your body and embracing it. And just when you think a fruit couldn't get any sweeter or more surprising, wait until you learn what one of the most misunderstood fruits in the produce section, grapes, can do for your blood sugar. You'll never look at them the same way again. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now, let's move on to point number 2. 2. Grapes. Small but mighty grapes have long symbolized sweetness, abundance, and even celebration for many elderly individuals. They bring back memories of harvest seasons, church potlucks, or sharing a quiet snack with grandchildren. But if you have diabetes or are trying to manage your blood sugar, you may have looked at grapes with hesitation, wondering if their sugary taste made them off limits. Surprisingly, these small fruits are far more powerful than they appear, and their impact on your health might change your perception of them. Despite their small size, grapes are rich in resveratrol, a natural plant compound mainly found in their skin. Resveratrol has been widely studied for its effects on insulin sensitivity, helping your body respond more efficiently to sugar. For people over 60, when insulin resistance often starts to develop, this is a significant advantage. Imagine enjoying a sweet fruit that not only doesn't harm your health but actually supports it from within. Grapes are also loaded with antioxidants that reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, which are not only underlying causes of diabetes complications but also contribute to joint pain, fatigue, and even memory problems. Many seniors who once avoided grapes now find them to be a gentle ally, providing hydration, satisfaction, and a sense of comfort with every bite, when eaten slowly and in moderation, especially when paired with a source of protein, such as a small piece of cheese or a handful of walnuts. Grapes can actually stabilize blood sugar levels rather than cause a spike. And let's discuss the emotional power of this familiar fruit. Grapes are easy to grab, simple to prepare, and enjoyable throughout the year. A cold bowl of grapes on a hot day is a treat. Sliced into a spinach salad or served with cottage cheese, they transform an ordinary meal into something refreshing. Even when frozen, they make a perfect bite-sized dessert that helps you satisfy your sugar cravings without guilt. The truth is, grapes remind us that health doesn't always come in the form of a bottle or a pill. Sometimes, it's found in nature's smallest gifts when we learn to see them as friends rather than forbidden items. Choosing grapes means choosing something sweet that also brings balance, nourishment, and joy. But as powerful as grapes are, they're not the only everyday fruit with hidden benefits. Next up is a fruit so common that we often overlook it, yet it has been quietly supporting digestion, heart health, and stable blood sugar levels for generations. It's crisp, classic, and might just be the most reliable fruit in your kitchen. Let's talk about apples. 3. Apples. The original daily remedy. There's something timeless about an apple. It doesn't demand attention with bright colors or exotic origins. Instead, it patiently waits in your fruit bowl. Familiar, reliable, and, as it turns out, incredibly beneficial. For generations, we've heard the saying an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And while this phrase may seem old-fashioned, its truth has never been more relevant, especially for elderly people dealing with the complexities of blood sugar management, inflammation, and heart health. At first glance, an apple may seem too sweet, especially for someone with diabetes, but nature designed it carefully. Beneath its crisp skin lies a rich source of soluble fiber, particularly pectin, which slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. This means that when you enjoy an apple, you're not causing a rapid increase in glucose levels. Instead, you're nourishing your body in a measured and balanced way. But apples offer more than just blood sugar support. They aid digestion, relieve constipation, and even help maintain cholesterol levels. The gentle fiber acts like a broom, cleaning your digestive system and helping things move smoothly and comfortably. For seniors, this kind of natural assistance is invaluable. There are no harsh chemicals, no upset stomachs, just the soothing power of nature doing its job. There's also a deep sense of satisfaction in biting into a fresh apple. The crunch is reassuring, the flavor is familiar. And for many, it evokes memories of autumn harvests, homemade pies, or packed lunches from the past. Apples are not just a source of energy, they're a connection to our history, to simpler times, and to traditions that still hold meaning. And don't underestimate their versatility. An apple sliced with cinnamon becomes a naturally sweet treat. Paired with almond butter or a piece of sharp cheese, it makes a balanced snack that pleases both your taste buds and your blood sugar levels. Even when baked or stewed, apples retain their goodness, turning into warm comfort food on a chilly day. Including apples in your daily diet is a small act of self-respect. It's a reminder that you deserve nourishment that works with your body, not against it. And it proves that managing diabetes doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. Sometimes, it just means looking at them in a new light. But while apples provide consistent support, there's another fruit that might surprise you even more. A tropical favorite that has been unjustly judged for its sweetness but holds remarkable power when paired correctly. It's golden, juicy, and might change your perspective on what's possible in a diabetes-friendly diet. Let's take a closer look at mangoes. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment one below to let me know you're here. Now, let's continue with point number 4. 4. Mangoes. A tropical surprise. Just hearing the word mango can make your mouth water. It conjures up images of warmth, sunshine, and a sense of indulgence that seems almost too sweet to be healthy. For many seniors with diabetes, mangoes often seem like a fruit to be avoided. They're commonly dismissed as being too sugary, a guilty pleasure best left untouched. But what if this reputation isn't entirely fair? What if mangoes, in all their golden, juicy glory, offer more benefits than risks? At its core, the mango is a fruit of balance. Yes, it's sweet, but it's also rich in fiber, which helps slow down the release of sugar into your bloodstream. This means that when eaten in moderation, especially with the skin on or paired with protein, mangoes don't cause a sudden surge in your blood sugar. Instead, they nourish your body gradually and steadily. It's a fruit that works in harmony with your body, not against it. But the real magic of mangoes goes beyond blood sugar control. They're packed with vitamin C, which is crucial for immune health, especially as we get older, and vitamin A, which is essential for maintaining healthy vision and skin. Mangoes also contain unique compounds that aid in fat metabolism and help combat oxidative stress, which is involved in everything from chronic inflammation to memory decline. For elderly people dealing with fatigue, joint discomfort, or just the general effects of aging, mangoes can be a small but powerful ally. There's also an emotional uplift that comes from eating mangoes. It doesn't just taste good, it feels like a moment of joy. It reminds us of vacations, tropical breezes, or perhaps childhood summers when fruit was picked straight from the tree. This emotional connection is part of the healing process because eating well shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel like living well. Try slicing a small piece of mango and pairing it with a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt or a handful of almonds. The protein helps balance the fruit's natural sugars, and the combination feels like a treat without the guilt. Or add mango cubes to a green salad with grilled chicken for a bright, refreshing lunch that supports both your blood sugar and your mood. Choosing mangoes means choosing to embrace sweetness without fear. It's a reminder that health can be vibrant, flavorful, and deeply satisfying. You don't have to sacrifice joy to live well. You just need to know how to enjoy it wisely. And just when you think the list of beneficial fruits couldn't get any more surprising, there's one last classic that still has a lot to offer. It's bright, refreshing, and often overlooked for its potential. Let's turn to the trusty orange, an old friend with new lessons for a better life. 5. Oranges. More than just vitamin C, there's something comforting about an orange. Maybe it's the way the peel cracks open with a soft snap, releasing that bright, familiar citrus scent. Or perhaps it's the way each segment gently separates in your hands, offering the perfect amount of juice, flavor, and nourishment. For many elderly people, oranges have been a lifelong companion, found in lunch boxes, winter fruit baskets, and morning routines. But for those with diabetes, this beloved fruit is often met with hesitation. That tangy sweetness, once a symbol of health, is now seen by some as a potential sugar risk. But is it really? When you look deeper, both literally and figuratively, you'll discover that oranges are one of the most misunderstood fruits when it comes to diabetes. A whole orange, unlike orange juice, provides a powerful combination of fiber, hydration, and slowly released natural sugars. The fiber, especially in the membrane between the slices, helps slow down the absorption of glucose, preventing sudden spikes in blood sugar levels. It's a steady, balanced kind of sweetness that our bodies appreciate more as we age. But oranges offer more than just sweetness. They're loaded with vitamin C, a key nutrient for immune support, which becomes increasingly important as our bodies become more vulnerable over time. They also contain potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure and reduce water retention. Two common concerns for elderly people managing both heart health and diabetes. The flavonoids in oranges have been shown to reduce inflammation, improve blood circulation, and even support cognitive health, all from a fruit that's often taken for granted. And let's not forget the emotional comfort that comes from eating an orange. It's portable, easy to eat, and naturally satisfying. Eating an orange is a simple act of self-care. You don't need a knife, a blender, or a complicated recipe. Just your hands, your senses, and a few quiet moments. Sometimes, this simplicity is exactly what healing looks like. Try pairing a small orange with a boiled egg or a few almonds for a blood sugar-friendly snack. Or add slices to a spinach salad with olive oil and a sprinkle of sunflower seeds. You'll be amazed at how such a simple fruit can enhance your meal and lift your spirits. Even just the act of peeling an orange and inhaling that familiar scent can soothe your nerves and brighten your mood. Choosing oranges is about more than just nutrition. It's about reclaiming foods that bring you comfort and strength. It's about trusting that your body can still process natural foods when eaten as part of a balanced diet. Oranges remind us that health doesn't have to mean deprivation. It can mean rediscovering what's always been good for us. But while it's empowering to learn which fruits support your blood sugar, there's another aspect to consider, one that we can't ignore. Because not all fruits are created equal, and some may actually make it more difficult for your body to heal. So, which fruits should you avoid? You might be surprised. Let's take a closer look. 6. So, which fruits should you avoid? It's a question many of us are too afraid to ask, especially after being told that fruit is always natural, healthy, and beneficial. But the truth, especially for those of us managing diabetes in our later years, is more complex. Not every fruit supports your body as it should, and some, no matter how harmless they seem, can secretly undermine your progress. This doesn't mean we should be afraid of food, but we do need to be informed, aware, and willing to listen to our bodies. The fruits that tend to cause the most problems aren't necessarily the sweetest ones. They're often the most processed or those that have lost their natural balance. Fruit juices, even those labeled 100 natural, remove the fiber that slows down sugar absorption. What's left is a concentrated dose of fructose that quickly enters your bloodstream. That morning glass of orange juice may seem refreshing, but in terms of its effect on your blood sugar, it's similar to soda. Dried fruits can also be misleading. A handful of raisins or dried mangoes may look small, but they can contain the sugar equivalent of several fresh fruits, without the water or fiber to slow down the digestion process. For elderly people with slower digestion and a more delicate insulin response, this can be overwhelming. Even common dried fruits like dates or figs, while rich in nutrients, can cause hidden blood sugar spikes if eaten in large quantities. Then there are overly ripe fruits, such as bananas with brown spots. As a fruit ripens, its starches turn into simpler sugars. This means that a slightly green banana is easier on your system than a soft, very sweet one. It's not about never eating these foods again. It's about being mindful of when you eat them, how much you eat, and pairing them with proteins or fats to help your body process them safely. Some tropical fruits, like pineapple and watermelon, can also be tricky. When eaten fresh and in moderation, they can fit into a balanced diet. But large servings on an empty stomach can cause problems. Context matters. Your body needs more than just sweetness. It needs balance. So, the fruits to avoid aren't inherently bad. They're just not in line with what your body needs at the moment. As your body changes with age, it requires patience, understanding, and gentle support. Choosing fruits that hydrate, reduce inflammation, and stabilize your energy levels isn't about restriction. It's about wisdom. And this wisdom leads us to our final message, because while we've explored fruits that heal and those that can be harmful, there's something even more powerful waiting for you, a truth about food, aging, and daily life that could change how you take care of yourself from now on. Let's sum it all up. Your body deserves better, starting today. As we get older, we realize that health isn't just about rules, restrictions, or perfect numbers on a test. It's about how we feel when we wake up in the morning. The ease in our joints, the clarity of our thoughts, the steadiness of our steps, and the quiet confidence that we're doing the best we can with what we have. Throughout this journey, fruit has often been wrongly labeled as the enemy, especially for those with diabetes. But what we've learned together is that not all sweetness is bad. In fact, nature's sweetness, when left in its natural state, balanced with fiber, water, and nutrients, can be a source of deep nourishment and gentle healing. The fruits we've discussed, strawberries, grapes, apples, mangoes, and oranges, are more than just snacks. They're reminders that food is not only fuel but also a source of comfort, memories, culture, and connection. When eaten mindfully and in tune with our bodies, these fruits give us something powerful, the ability to enjoy life's small pleasures without worry. And this is especially important in our later years, when joy should be more present, not less. You don't have to completely change your life or give